Hey, what's up, MythGuardians? Cool Cat here, and welcome to Extreme Makeover Deck Edition. And today's submission is from Kishkisan, and it looks to me, looking over the deck list really quickly, which we'll get to in just a minute on video, it looks to me to be a pretty simple green-purple control deck with a lot of different value generators, a lot of bombs that will be able to recur themselves, and it looks to be something that might work out. So let's go ahead and hop into the list. We'll go over it and we'll see what we think. Keep in mind, I haven't yet played with this list. All I've done is imported it to my collection. I'm really just now taking my first good look at it. So let's go ahead and see what we have. Alright, so here we have his submitted list. So it's running Turn of Seasons and Impel. Impel is going to be a pretty great power with the color purple. It looks like he's running God of Gamers, and then some of the standard purple bombs like Tarragon, Dragon, Daigajo, Perfect Grade. Let's see. Looking at his notes for the list, it looks like they're trying to use Garden of... I don't know how to say that. Irie? Garden of Irie, to bring minions back to your hand to get more value out of the 5-spirit gate. So we'll see exactly how that works. So this will increase the mana cost of the minion by 2. So when you replay it on 5-spirit gate, you can get something bigger out of your boneyard. See, it looks like he wants to focus on that recursion with Born Again, giving you some infinite value, just bringing stuff back, which isn't exactly infinite because 5-spirit gate does give it ephemeral, but along with the short stag, it looks like that might be a lot of recursion opportunities. Let's see, looking at the curve, it looks to be very top heavy, which you can expect in a deck of this nature. You do have some early game, it looks like they're running some ramp and the Grinning Kolobok and the Imperative Bell. That's a fun combo. Let's see, we have the Racer for some spot removal. Let's see what else we have. We have one copy of Detained Deported for some early protection, some Raid the Tombs for some draw. Might have to watch out for the Boneyard Sack though, so that we don't get tricked by that with our 5-spirit gate. More card draw in the balance. Balance tends to be pretty good for early game card draw against the more aggressive decks. It allows you to get a lot of value out of it on some less scary boards. Bella Witch Queen for some additional defense. Led Astray is going to be pretty great with Detained, and right now there's a lot of threats with 4 or less strength with the Shinobis running around and the Hopeless Necros. Let's see, Night Hag, this is some good early game defense as well. A single Gamayan, Divination's great, Agile's great. It looks like this can just be a mid-game threat to, eat some removal, maybe bring it back. And then just the standard green bombs, Traitorous Murmur, Short Stag, Iku. See, Steam Bun, it's a decent 1-drop with some good draw attached to it. Single copy of Respawn. It looks like we're going to look to play this on a bomb just to bring it back for 2 mana. Let's see, 2 copies of Sword Saint for some life gain, it looks like. Metamorphosis for some more early game protection. Again, really great against Hopeless Necro. God of Gamers for some more mid-game protection and mid-game threats to eat some removal. Jin Sook, just some standard control card. Spot remove their smaller guys, move their bigger guys into some danger, move your guys out of danger. Spirit Away, some bomb removal, works really well with the Celestial Dragon, granting that Ring of Eternity, so that when they play it, you just Spirit Away the Immortal Minion. And then the standard Daigajo, Perfect Grade top end for purple with a single Tarragon. Tarragon might not be too useful. One thing that I've noticed while playing Tarragon is that you get the Pearl, but a lot of your minions already have Overrun in the top end, like the Short Stag, the Iku. So Daigajo or Perfect Grade, neither of those do have Overrun, but Celestial Dragon has Agile, so it doesn't need Overrun. So in this deck, I could see Tarragon working out, but if you're running like the Lantern Colossus as your top end, then you're probably not going to need it too much. So that's going to be my first look through at the list. I'll go ahead and play a single game with it, and then I'll pop back in and see what changes we can make. All right, so here we are up against Pawelowee. All right. Talked to him quite a few times already. Let's see, so he's a pretty strong player. From my understanding, they are usually looking to play something more control-oriented within, I think, the same colors, if I remember correctly. So we got the Colo on 1. That's going to be pretty key. They may have the Racer, so that's something to look out for, it looks like, based on that purple burn. Oh, they don't have the Racer. Okay, so that's really good for us. We draw the Racer, which we might need in the future. I'm going to go ahead and burn my Daigajo. It's quite a ways away, and I want to get this Steam Bun down. So I'll go ahead and swing that in. Got the Steam Bun down. Next turn, I may end up actually recreating that Steam Bun to throw down another Steam Bun, depending on if they play anything that I have to Racer down. With the Square Pike, that Racer moving up to 3 attack is pretty good across the board at removal. Let's see, so that's a Sword Saint. Not worried about the Sword Saint at all. So I'm going to go ahead and burn off the Born Again here, maybe the Bella. I probably want to burn the Born Again because I want to get to playing the Bella Witch Queen. And then I'm going to add a Steam Bun to my hand. I'm going to pop this guy over. That 1 extra energy isn't going to do too much, but I'll go ahead and play him down. And we're getting some Steam Bun value. So we have our gate. Right now all we can bring back is a Cola Box, so I'm not too concerned with it. One thing to consider, if you play a 1-mana minion on the Spirit Gate, then you're not going to get anything back. And there's the green burn, showing that he is playing the purple-green. So far it has been looking pretty controlling. Let's see, so it looks like they just don't have too much to play here. So I'm just going to burn off 1 5-Spirit Gate. I'm going to create another Steam Bun. Gonna play this Steam Bun right in the middle. Let's see, do I make another Steam Bun? I don't think I do. So I'm gonna swing in, and then I'll go ahead and sack this Steam Bun, draw a card. That's an Iku, that's gonna be a good draw. Don't think I want to sack another Steam Bun. I might as well. Actually, hold on, I don't think I do. Yeah, I think that's it. Keep the 2 Steam Buns on the board. So this is going to be a long, grindy game. You can already tell. He hasn't played anything, really, for the first 3 turns, which I also haven't really played anything for the first 3 turns. But I do have the Celestial Dragon coming down next turn, depending on what they play, of course. I could also play the Bella. I could also snipe anything with the Racer, which, based on that that emote, it doesn't look like they have too much to play. Alright, so that's a Sword Saint. I'm going to want to keep that around. I'll go ahead and burn the Mutanmorphous. They clearly don't have anything that this would be able to take out, so I'm going to drop the Celestial Dragon right there, and maybe that'll eat some removal. And if it does, then that's something that I could look into bringing back with the 5-Spirit Gate off of the Iku. So let's see what they have. Alright, they drop down the Night Hag. So that's not something that I can quite take out, actually. Maybe I can. So if I well, I have like 5,000 Square Pikes. Of course I can take it out. So let's go ahead and take it out. They look to stun the 8/8, but the 8/8 is no longer stunned since I killed the Night Hag. So let's go ahead and let's see. So we have a couple of options here. We can drop the God of Gamers, or we can drop the Sword Saint and start really getting that life gain going. So I'm going to drop the Sword Saint over to the right to try to isolate the Celestial Dragon so that they can't block a bunch of stuff at once. I'm going to go ahead and gain all that life. I'm going to pop this guy over for the same reason. Swing that face. I'm going to probably burn the Bella right here. And I want to get this 5 Spirit Gate down pretty soon, so that I can hopefully combo it with the Iku once the Celestial Dragon dies. So they got the Volkov Heavy, which I'm not too concerned about. One great thing is that this Square Pike does give piercing. And it looks like they're just going to ignore the dragon. Let's see, there's no way I can get lethal here, right? One thing I can do is sack the Steam Bun, play Iku right across. I'm going to burn that off. I don't need that. Kolobok. Throw Iku down right across, make that Volkov Heavy useless, slam that into his dome, and say go. So now I pretty much have lethal 2 times, so both with the Iku Turso and the Celestial Dragon. Alright, so it looks like I got that game. Slam it all in. Boom, 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 boom. Give him the GG. Alright, so here we are up against Red Storm. Let's see, so Rainbow and Reconstruct. Usually that means obviously an enchantment-based deck, but more importantly it means a slower, usually slower control deck. I know there have been some red-blue aggro decks that run Reconstruct, so we'll see exactly what this is going to look like. We don't have the best hand against aggro, and there's a yellow, so it looks like we're going to be safe. So we draw our Steam Bun. That's a good 1-drop. We go ahead and play it right here in lane 2. And I'm going to go ahead and burn off the Iku Turso, one of the more expensive cards in the deck, so I'm not looking to play that anytime soon. And it's not like a giant swing card like some could be. So it's yellow and blue. So with that in mind, I'm not exactly sure how effective their deck is going to be. We run a lot of higher cost minions, a lot of bigger guys, and I know yellow and blue, neither of those colors have the best single target removal. So let's go ahead and bell our Steam Bun here. Let's see, what else are we gonna do? We have to burn. Let's see, I want to hold on to pretty much every card we have here, but I'll probably look to burn the Born Again. Oh, can't burn the Pike. The Born Again, there we go. And I'm looking to play the God of Gamers next turn to start getting that board control on. And if they do end up killing off this Steam Bun, I'll get a card draw, and then, depending on what I draw, maybe I'll even play it. Alright, so they are going to kill off the Steam Bun. So I got the card draw. That is going to be pretty cool. Let me see. Do I let Astray that? I don't think I do. So I'll go ahead and skip. So that'll give me extra mana next turn. So I'll have to burn a purple so I can play this God of Gamers. Or I could burn a green and play the Bella. Let's see. So I'll probably burn this Metamorphosis. Play out the God of Gamers right here so that I can impel it over next turn to take out that that Thane. I'm gonna play the Kolobok right there. Could raid the tombs, but I think I'd rather both threaten the maze and threaten some ramp. And since they don't have reconstruct, then they're kind of stuck right there. Yeah, so this looks to be just standard blue-yellow. Okay, so I can actually impel over my God of Gamers to take out that Braggy. So I'll probably end up doing that. And then I can drop a Bella to take to stun that Thane a couple of turns, make sure that they don't get too much work done with them. So I'll go ahead and impel over the God of Gamers. Slam him right into there. Don't want to get that going. Let's see, I'll burn my Led Astray here. Play my Bella in a nice safe spot. And then we are going to stun the Thane. Swing in there. And that also threatens the maze if they don't kill it off this turn, which it looks like they're going to do the smart play. So next turn I'm probably looking to draw some cards. With Raid the Tombs. I don't think I need either of those cards from my 5 Spirit Gate, so I think it's going to be a safe time to use my Raid the Tombs. And the Magnus. That's okay. Could have been worse. Just say that. Sword Saint is pretty good here. So let's start off. If you plan on drawing first, you always draw first. So let's draw first. If you plan on drawing at all that turn, you draw first. Okay, so this would be a good time to play this Night Hag. But I want to Sword Saint, or, well, I can Night Hag and still kill off that Magnus, so I'll do that. But do I need to Night Hag? What am I Night Hagging? Because my Bella is going to be able to take care of that Thane. So I don't think I want a Night Hag. I think I do want a Sword Saint instead. I'm still going to burn off the Garden. That's some real late game value, and we are not quite there yet. I'm going to play the Sword Saint right here. And I want to gain some life off of this God of Gamers. Impel him over. Smack the Magnus, and now I'm going to stun the Thane again. So now this Sword Saint, along with the either Square Pike or Homeward Crown, whichever one I feel like giving it, is going to be able to take out that Thane. So it's not going to be too much of an issue anymore. We have the God of Gamers out there gaining life for us. So we're in a pretty good spot, I think. Thunderclap would hurt, which I'm sure they run Thunderclap, at least one copy. So that's a web, that's fine. So my God of Gamers doesn't take retaliatory damage when attacking, so it doesn't die to the deadly. So that's pretty cool. All right. So I will go ahead and pike up the Sword Saint to kill that off. Let's see. Do I want to bring anything back from here? I don't think I do. So I can burn the 5 Spirit Gate. And then I can actually play my Jinsuk right here. And then give that guy -2/-2, which lets me send in my Bella and get that full 6 damage lifesteal. And I can stun that so that they can't draw any cards off of it. I think that was a pretty cool play. So they throw the Thane down, which is fine. Another card countered by my Jinsuk, which will bring that down to, again, 0 attack, allowing me to kill it off with the Bella. Oh, but the Singing Stone, I see. Okay, so now we're working with something here. Okay, so what can we do here? Daigajo is a really good draw, so I'll probably just play it safe, play the Daigajo. Yeah, so I'm just going to play it safe, kill that off, and then, let's see. Kill off the snake. And then I want to go ahead and make my spells cost 1 less mana to cast so I can draw some cards. And then I'll drop my Daigajo down. Oh, that's a burnable card right there. I'm going to drop my Daigajo down right here. Swing for 2, swing for 0, just because. Alright, so my main purpose for the Daigajo placement was so that I could pop him over here, clear off the snake with its effect, since it has Swift now. And then I'll have oh, there's a Sapo, so that's pretty scary, but the Night Hag is really good answer to that. So we are going to drop the Night Hag, which stuns the Sapo indefinitely. Then we're going to take out the maze so they don't get another draw with it. So we have a couple of options. We can start chipping down at the Sapo with our God of Gamers, or we can really just go for the face damage. I'm kind of looking into that face damage option a little bit more heavily now. Let's see. So with the Homeward Crown, that would be 7. Which will bring that down to 3, but my main concern is them being able to get rid of the Night Hag. I do want to get rid of this Singing Stone pretty quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and just drop another threat over to the left with the Adamant Pearl in hand. Let's see. We can go ahead and add some more stacks to our Bella. Even though we're not using anything, it's just good to have the option to stun next turn. And we can also slowly work our way up to our Brand as well, because it looks like they're not really casting too many spells. So they place the Odin Throne down, which is essentially just making this Sapo impossible to kill, except for this Detained that I just picked up. But it doesn't matter, because I have lethal on board. GG Red Storm. Alright, so we played a couple of games with this deck. I played 4 games total. I only recorded 2 of them, but I am 3-1 with this version of the deck. However, there are some clunky parts to it. The Garden of Irie, I don't know, and the 5 Spirit Gate combo, it works well in theory, but there's not really going to be too many games where it's going to go long enough to where you'll want to be able to pull that off. Basically, I've found that Short Stag, Iku, Tarragon, that whole top end is already really strong, and being able to play those on the 5 Spirit Gate is already good enough. And I'm not really looking to play any 4-mana Born Agains or anything, so I'm going to drop the Garden of Irie. And then looking at the deck further, Gamayan seems unnecessary. We're not really going to be needing that effect too much. You know, we already have some good early defense, and we ramp pretty hard into the late game already. And being able to recur our early defense with the Born Again recurring themselves, Grinning Kolobok being there as a threat early game for them to play a little inefficiently into, for racers as well. It just doesn't seem necessary. The divination's fine, but it's far from required in a deck like this. Let's see. Metamorphosis is a good one of. Respawn seems kind of win more. You know, you play this on a big guy when you're already in control of the board, and then it just brings it back and just kind of extends your lead if you're playing from behind, which control decks tend to be. It's not that strong. It is pretty good in combination with Night Hag, but I don't think that it's something that we want to be running here. Let's see, what else would we cut? The Tarragon is good with the Daigajo and the Perfect Grade, but I don't know if that Pearl is quite good enough. I'm going to go ahead and cut a Tarragon because green has a better 5-mana bomb in the Volkov Heavy. With 3 Raid the Tombs, I don't think we'll need this balance. And Raid the Tombs is just better, more consistent card draw anyways. So we'll probably keep the Raid the Tombs over the combo draw. Along with Imperative Bell, that's some good card draw as well. And the Steam Buns, especially since they can now replicate themselves, giving you even more card draw. I think that might just be a little too much. Let's see. Everything else, this looks like a really good green-purple control shell. So I do want to add a full 3 copies of Grinning Kolobok. And then something else that I was looking into is adding something like a Volkov Heavy. A couple of copies of that, because I think Volkov Heavy is just a little bit stronger than the Tarragon. And then, let's see, we have the Short Stag, we have the Iku. I would like to add a Defy Death as well. A lot of, I feel like every purple control deck should be running Defy Death, even, you know, getting into some mid-range decks as well. It's just a really strong card right now. So keeping the spirit of the list in the 42 cards, I kind of want to add a couple of copies of Mind Freak, but I don't think there's really too much that I'm concerned about running into, you know, as far as things to make unplayable from your opponent. Considering Red Cliffs is really good against Red Orange, which is one of the stronger decks on ladder right now. So a couple of Red Cliffs, you can't go wrong with that. But this is already a pretty enchantment heavy deck with the gates. Let's see. Hotel Barkeep is going to be a great drop as well. The buff to a 3/4 as opposed to a 2/4 is really strong. But I don't think this is the kind of deck that wants to make use of it. See, one thing that I want to consider is the Stratagem 36. It reduces the cost of the minion by 3, which goes really well with the 5 Spirit Gate, because it is permanent, which means that it's also going to be reduced by 3 in the Boneyard as well, which means you can bring it back from some, you know, much bigger stuff. So I'll add in a couple of copies of that so we can, you know, get the 5 Spirit Gate popping that much better. So that'll kind of, you know, do the same job as the Garden of Irie, but you won't have to be playing 4 to 6 mana Born Agains to get that taken care of. So I think that's just going to be a lot better tempo-wise, a lot better, you know, control-wise. And Born Agains just being the recurring blocker is good enough for them, I think. So that is how I would change the deck here. So let's go ahead and hop into a game or two. Alright, so here we are with the updated list against Cut. So that's going to be, looks like blue-red aggro. Give them some bongos. So this is going to be tough. They do have the coin, so this Kolobok is probably going to get taken down by a turn 1 trapezist, but you got to play it just in case. So let's see what they have. But I guess I'm thinking this is going to be blue-red aggro due to the Infuse and the Rainbow Path, the blue-red Rainbow Rush. It's going to be an aggro deck. We do have a lot of our good early game aggro tools, and it looks like they don't have the racers, so we're actually starting off the game in really good shape here. And we also have our Muttmorphous, so that will most likely come in handy as well. Let's see, I'm probably going to look to burn this Raid the Tombs or possibly the Spirit Away so we can get that purple gem. I'll probably burn the Spirit Away because I want to drop the Steam Bun and hopefully get the Steam Buns to overwhelm the board as some early game chump blockers. That Night Hag is going to be looking pretty juicy to play on whatever they play on that Karen Henge, if we need that option. Oh, so it's going to be blue-orange. So that makes the Steam Bun and the Night Hag much better since they can't get rushed down. And that also makes the Muttmorphosis better because they're not going to be able to get that immediate value out of rush minions. So they won't get much value out of their stuff. So I'm probably looking to play the Muttmorphous on something like a Braggy, Kara, or maybe like a Scion. You can get a lot of value out of Muttmorphous in this color combo. So next turn, depending, it looks like they're going to be coining out probably an Ifrit, if I had to guess, Shadbahar Beast. All right. So I'm kind of looking to just recur this Steam Bun and just keep that train going. I'm going to go ahead and burn the raid. I'm not going to be raiding any tombs here. I am going to use this Steam Bun as kind of a roadblock. Place another one right down here, move the Kolobok over, keep that going, so now I have all the field blocked off. They can pretty easily take out that Steam Bun, but I'm not too worried about it. It's a good Muttmorphosis target, but they'll most likely play a better one later on. There's a Thane, so I can take that Thane out with my Steam Bun, or I can just Night Hag it, then just leave this this Shadbahar over to the left, kind of useless. And there's some late game guys. There's a Spirit Away. Looks like going to be my burn. So I'm going to Spirit Away. Well, burn the Spirit Away. I'm not going to play the Spirit Away. Swing in. Slowly move the Kolobok back over. I'm going to drop the Night Hag to stun the Thane. And I'm going to draw off this Steam Bun. So we are in a really good spot. They don't have too much going on as far as board threats go right now, and we have a lot of answers to a lot of board threats. So I'm liking the spot we're in. This Volkov Heavy coming down on 5 is going to be pretty devastating, I think, against this opponent. And I can also kill off this Thane with the Night Hag swinging in and then the Kolobok swinging in, which also ramps me up to this Daigajo Supreme. So that'll be pretty great as well. One thing to keep in mind with the Kolobok, the later on it gets into the game, the less threatening the ramp is, which it looks like they just played a Braggy, so I'm probably going to Muttmorphous this pretty quickly, and they also have a red splash for some rush minions, it looks like. So this kind of just got a little scary all of a sudden. So we are going to Muttmorphous that Braggy, pretty set on doing that at least. And then I'm probably just going to drop a Born Again to block, probably in lane 3, so that they don't get the value trade off of the Shadbahar. And there's a short stag. That'll be really good. So we'll do that. I'm going to take this out, which also gets me my ramp. We're going to Mutanmorphous this. Let's see. And then I'll burn the Detained. Play the Born Again. Alright, so we are in a pretty good spot. Next turn we have the short stag coming down or the Daigajo. I'll probably play the Daigajo in lane 1. And then if they kill it, I'll just bring it right on back with the short stag. But I have to draw a purple gem first to burn, so let's hope I do that. And the Magnus, that is pretty scary. Hopefully I draw the purple gem to bring back to play the Daigajo. There's the purple gem, so we are good there. Drop the Daigajo, lane 1. Start threatening some really scary stuff. If they're not able to kill it off, which I'm fine if they are able to kill it off because I'll have to invest a lot of resources into it. They have the red gem, so they have the opportunity for rush minions now. I'm assuming that they are not drawing their red minions. They may just be splashing in a 4 Trapezist or something like that on the off chance, but I'm not too concerned that they're able to kill this off. And like I said, if they are able to kill it off, I'm not concerned with them killing it off. So they burned the Stairway, which could have been pretty helpful, I think, in killing off this Daigajo. Or just pushing in damage with the Magnus. So let's see what they have. They have no shortage of cards in hand, so they just have another Stairway. That's okay, that's not enough to kill off my Daigajo. Which it looks like they are doing the math and they're slowly realizing it. So they play the Conviction, which is enough to kill off the Daigajo and also leave him on the board. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play the short stag here. I'm probably going to have to burn this heavy so that I can play the Born Again over to the right. I'm going to bring back the Daigajo, obviously. Burn the heavy, play the Born Again. I didn't want to play the Born Again right here because that lets him get that Slayer through, which is going to end up being quite a lot of damage, and I can't quite afford to take that much. But we are in a pretty decent spot, I would say, with the double square pikes in hand. We can get a lot of damage in on this short stag. Hopefully I draw something like a Sword Saint so that I can start to heal back up off of it. Probably looking to burn the Bell here. Play the Daigajo to the right somewhere. I do draw 2 cards next turn, so there's a decent chance that I'll draw the Sword Saint. So that would be pretty good. Alright. So they're just going to be drawing some cards then. That's kind of scary. The mid-range deck drawing more cards when we only really have 2 in hand. That's not going to be great. Ooh, and they have the Demo Speedway, and that's even less great. That's a lot of damage to us. And there's a Racer, perfect answer. So I can Racer that down, drop down the heavy, as opposed to dropping down the Daigajo. Or I could actually just do both. Since I have the Imperative Bell to burn, go ahead and do that. Drop the Daigajo right there. And end turn. Okay, so we're actually looking to be in a pretty good spot, I think. With the Born Again going down. Once again, we have 2 2 Daigajos procs going off. We can move it around in case they put anything on the demo speedway. Just pop it right over to lane 7 and get that off. So let's see what Cut has in store for us. A Trapezist to take out the short stag. That's fine. So that'll take out that red gem as well. And the Kara to the right, that is also fine because that'll just die to my Daigajo. And it looks like they realized it. So I'm going to pop that over, proc that once. I'm not going to proc it twice. Well, no, I can proc it twice actually. Let's see. I'm considering impelling it over to the 2-1. Proc it again, and then swing face with the 6. I think that might actually be the play. Which is kind of scary. If they have any rush minions that they can play on the stairway, though, I don't think it'll be enough. And they can't play 2 rush minions because they only have 1 red gem. So sometimes, you know, you got to go big or go home, and we are going big. And they missed their recruiter draw, so that's really good for us because we are just 2 procs away. No matter how many blockers they throw out, we have the face damage in hand. Shadvahar Beast is no problem. I think we're good. Thanks for the game. Give him a thumbs up. Swipe him twice. All right. There we go. So this list is looking really strong. Like a really good tier 2, I would say, if I were to have to rank it. But it looks like it has the early game to survive any, you know, a lot of early game pressure, and then it just transitions so well into just bomb after bomb after bomb that it's really tough for your opponent to handle. All right, so that was actually a pretty strong deck, I think. Overall, I went 3-1, and then I won the single game that I've played post changes. I think the change kind of smooths it out a little bit. You know, it was a little on the greedier side before, you know, but I feel like we kind of toned it down a little bit, you know, brought it more in line to compete with the quicker decks that are kind of toned it down a little bit, but you know, we brought it in line to compete with the quicker decks that are on ladder, as you saw against that that blue-orange kind of more aggressive style deck. But I am planning on doing this once per week, you know, so every week I'll put out some requests for some deck submissions on my Twitter. Give me a follow at CoolCatMG, on Discord, both the Nephilim GG Discord as well as the main MYTHGARD Discord, and also on Reddit as well. So, you know, so keep an eye out here, and you may be selected next for me to make over your deck. Let me know what you think about the deck down in the comments below. Like the video, and always remember, subscribe and GG for Matt.